Rolling's kick. Nolan's also trot. This is Greg now for North, putting him straight back into attack. In a trice, the ball goes from running. See, Kekovic. Great play, Sam. That's his first goal. I think he's a bit of a hero with the crowd, as you can hear. Call it for a personal effort by Sam Kekovic, playing possibly one of his most critical games in his career in a grand final for North Melbourne.
You just have a quick look at this scoreboard. 6-6 to 11-3. That's a phenomenal kicking by North Melbourne. They now have a 27-point lead. Now we're just on the 8-9 minute mark, taking a long time to get this ball back here, by the way. And North look at this stage to be well in control of what has been a good game, with Hawthorn right up until this stage has done nothing. They've scrambled their goals or just got them. No real method or whatever, and right up to this stage you'd have to say it's North Melbourne's grand final.
For sure, Alan, and what a powerhouse Kekovic is proving to be on the half-forward flank. His bulk and strength is far too much for
Jaworski. In his turn, Graham, are coming in and doing the big thing or the small thing. They're not making the same mistakes. Hawthorn is still trying to fall on the ball. Here we go.
Nolan, another good tap. Chance for Cable, but Knights held by one hand. Almost to mark. Keith Gregg, will it be paid? And it is. Over the top of Stewie Trott. Gregg's lifting. Cable called for the ball in, but Gregg going back the distance, and he pulled Trott towards him, who suffered a 15-metre penalty. He's now at centre-half forward. That was the 12th 15-metre penalty of the match, and a long kick from Gregg. Wade, knocked loose. Who's at the back? Knocked out. A chance missed by Burns, but not by Cable. Good handball into the pocket. Hooked back in towards goal. Wade again from behind. It's loose, knocked down. Hawthorn a little hesitant in the last line of defence until Don Scott handballs to the members' side. To Chisnell, who was held badly without the ball and a free kick. No, it's gone against him for holding the ball.
Well, all we can say then, it was a good tackle by young Shane Murphy, playing in his first grand final. It's funny, he's been at Hawthorn for about 5 weeks, and here he is playing in a grand final, which is the dream of most young players. Over the top, grabbed by Henshaw. North's handball is more positive, it's accurate, it opens up play, and it finds players. A beautiful kick by Gregg up the full forward. Doug Wade in the middle of things, holding players down if he's not getting up in the air. There he is, number 2. Malcolm Blight, number 15, and the 15 who kicked it is Kelvin Moore, playing a great game at fullback. A bad bounce beat Ablett puts Feltham right in position to get this kick. Quickly across to Cable, who's always by himself somehow, in a daisy cutter of a pass. And thank you very much, says Arnold Rhodes. Is it Arnold Rhodes? It is indeed. And he's booting. He kicked the goal in the first quarter, but it's only his second kick. So Peter Knights has been looking after him.
Second mark, Jeff. I'm sorry I indicated wrongly to you.
His fourth kick, his second mark. But he's kicked the goal. And there he goes. Maybe it's goal number 2. It's a good kick. I don't think it's accurate enough. And it's a behind. It's the second behind that North Melbourne have kicked since quarter time.
11-4. North Melbourne, 70 points at least, and Hawthorn 6-5-42.
The 28 points, you know, that's a devil of a lead. 42 points only to Hawthorn. When you look at it, they've had 12 scoring shots as against 15. That's for the statistically minded, but North Melbourne well in control here.
Jones, good mark. Plays on the members' side, up to half forward. Moncrief is there, and also Gumbleton. Farrant straight through. Hasn't done much today, but is gaining in confidence. Burns knocks away from Kelvin Matthews. Chance for Cable. Bremner in hard and dispossessed of the ball. Kekovic through the pack with strength. Out towards Burns. Someone looking for a free in the bottom of that pack. A North player in Davis. Chance for Michael Tuck eventually, who retrieves the ball himself and kicks long to half forward. Rantel disputing the mark with Lee Matthews. Dench a short kick in. And Desmar now up to half forward. Kelvin Matthews' front position knocked away to Lee, who ducked his head. That's dangerous. Oh, and Henshaw was run into by a brick wall. Players from both sides going in very hard and tackling strongly. And the ball up to take place at Hawthorn centre half forward position.
We're 12 minutes into this third quarter. 28-point lead to North.
Rucks converging. Martello and Nolan. Nolan, a beautiful tap down to Schimmelbusch. That was delightful from the biggest and heaviest man on the ground. A long kick from Schimmelbusch. Kelvin Moore and Bridus, they both missed the mark. Welsh, his kick was smothered. A chance for Bremner, who strangely looks lethargic. And Don Scott in to get the relieving kick. Chisnell will fly from behind and knock away from Barry Rawlings. A free kick, and he calls play on. Cable is there. Play on. Play on. Umpire Kevin Smith still calling play on. No one seems to know. A comedy of errors. That's bad umpiring.
It was a pity that it happened. What he should have done was balled it up, but at least the decision went the correct way. Rawlings had the kick clear, so there's no harm done.
Rawlings' long left foot kick opening up the forward line, putting up towards Henry. John Henry's been marked absent today for any effective play, and a mighty punch out by North defenders, and that'll suit them hands down, because Mick Nolan's having a run on the ball and he's getting everything today. And have a look at him as he gets his big frame into position, palms it beautifully, this time to the wrong player, found Trott. Player waiting back behind players cross, were playing a dazzling game, and a beautifully placed kick into the middle to find full-back Dench, who's playing on a long way down the field. Dench's long kick up towards the lead in the pocket from Gliders. Knights was in there to thwart that move. Peter Knight's doing everything at the moment, and Jaworski, but North Melbourne seem to have the answers. And there he goes, the dashing bombshell, the golden boy from Hawthorn with a mighty clearing kick down to the forward line, and that's a great mark.
That's lifted Hawthorn a bit. They were very raggedy until Peter Knights did that superhuman alone effort. Now Hendry is the player that is badly required by Hawthorn.
Third kick only in a grand final after a disappointing second semi-final. Kick will fall short. Dench had it knocked away and then missed it on again on the second time. Moncrief fighting for the ball, and Martello bursts through the pack. But solid defence by North's Rantel to the outer side. Puts it out of harm's way towards the boundary line. A beautifully placed kick from Rantel. That is good play, and he's getting plaudits from teammates and the crowd. There were no teammates there, and he hit it towards the boundary line for safety. Throw in on the outer side. 14 minutes gone into the third term. 70 points to North Melbourne, 42 to Hawthorn.
North Melbourne's $1 million effort looks like coming good at last. 70 points to 42. North Melbourne leading, and they have the ball in their possession at the moment as it comes right down the forward line with a great attempt there by Malcolm Blight, who hasn't done a great deal today for North Melbourne, playing in his first grand final. Up towards Bridus, he spooked that one, not hanging on to them at all well today. Jones is pulled around the neck by Cable. Free kick against Cable to the Hawthorn player, or is it? No, it'll be a ball up by Kevin Smith. Halfway through the third quarter in the 75 grand final, and North Melbourne have a 28-point lead. A long kick. Great kick now by Hawthorn as they come down towards the wing, and that ever-reliable Rantel's there, but Martello gets a kick, puts Hawthorn back into attack. The ball about the centre now, on the wing. Hawthorn not positive when they go forward. Needs some more effort out of this player in Lee Matthews. Up towards the pocket. Oh, that great mark was grabbed and dropped, and Crossbull plays on, backed himself. The crowd loved that. The fine pass finds Cable, and the handball is good. Foot passing, hand passing, great as he steers it out towards Briders, racing after it. He's got a bit more pace, but Don Scott's lifted his game. He's doing a lot for Hawthorn. Got a handball away to no one really, but it's Welch now to help him out as he strides past the half-back line, puts a half kick in towards Moncrief. Moncrief didn't judge the bounce, but Chisnell does and then loses it. North Melbourne backing up strongly, and a great effort there by Jaworski as he boots him into attack again, and Crossbull to the rescue. What a grand player he's been for them right throughout the final series, and a fine for North. And Ma, scouting, has kicked his first behind. Broken up a passage of play, and the ball, Graham, has been travelling from one end of the ground in a trice.
Yes, the pace is a cracker, Jeff. Both sides showing no signs of the toll it must have been taken on the legs from such a long, hard season. The first error made today. Barry Davis going crook. Ross Henshaw kicking out from fullback. Nobody touched the ball as it went across the boundary line, and Hawthorn to get a free kick. A quiet Lee Matthews. There was a rumour that he suffered an injury in the stomach area, in the ribs, in the last home and away match against Essendon, and he's been a little lethargic in his two finals appearances, and yet coming up for 15 kicks. Deceptive. Good kick, placed into the square. Croswell up high. Kelvin Matthews running through. All met solidly by Croswell too, and the ball still forced towards the boundary line, and a boundary throw in.
Let me clarify that, Graham. I doubt whether we would have had 3 clean kicks. You know, out of those 15 kicks, they've all been scrambly stuff. North have played this game to perfection, you know. They've hung on and they've hindered North or Hawthorn all the way.
Davis received the tap out again from Nolan. Chisnell and Feltham on the outer side. Kekovich through with strength. Oh, and he ducked at the right time and decides to go on his own. Gets the kick out. Good play to Dench. Great play from Sam Kekovich. Now Dench strides around the outer wing, long up towards Blight, who'll fly from behind again and almost took a screamer. In over the top was Barry Rawlings. Wants to get onto the left boot on the outer half-back flank. Stabs the ball in hard to centre half forward, and Kekovich there again. Good attacking hand pass, but Chisnell muffed it. On to Keith Grigg, away go North again. Keith Grigg about to be tackled, a long kick. Wade probably will shepherd. No, he tries to run for the ball and has to run through with it. And behind, kicked by Keith Gregg. And again, it was the lightning fast handball of North Melbourne that broke up the Hawthorn defence as they streamed downfield. Keith Gregg's first score in the match, a minor one.
And Hawthorn doing nothing. They look a hopeless side at this stage of the game.
They've kicked 1 goal, in almost 20 minutes of play in this third quarter to take this quarter to 6 goals, 7. Kick out now by Scott. Taken quickly by Michael Tuck on the wing, bringing it back towards centre half forward position now. Lee Matthews tried to swipe it over his shoulder, but there's always the answer from the North Melbourne players. Their defence is immaculate. A breakaway now by Hendry, who's done very little, had about 4 kicks and looks like he's getting his other one now for a trip. And Hendry's been well and truly covered today by a class player.
4 kicks only, Hendry.
Hendry a long way from goal. It's a great kick for him. Henshaw backing himself, and in front it's Martello, and Henshaw backed himself a little too much, and maybe Martello's judgment was better, a bit of both perhaps, but there should have been a punch on there, and that will incur the wrath of North Melbourne coach Ron Barassi on those 2 players, particularly Ross Henshaw. Martello kicked 1 goal in the second quarter, and he'll kick this from the goal square. As he goes back now, it'll be a long, strong, hard kick, which it is. It's landed right up into the packed MCG Stadium. And that's goal number 7 for Hawthorn to take them out of 7-7. That's 49 to North Melbourne's 11-5-71, and it looks like Leon Rice preparing to come on the ground for Hawthorn. I wonder who's coming off, Alan.
There could be a change. The runner for Hawthorn, Norm Lloyd, has been out to either Kelvin Moore, who's got a heavily strapped left foot and is limping badly, and Rice now just sitting back onto the bench, but the runner has spoken to Welsh and to Bremner. Martello's 4th mark. Brought up his 2nd goal, 49-71, 7-7. Hawthorn's kicking 11-5 for North Melbourne. Rice again running down towards the goal area. Knights, but he overran it for once. Bremner there to back up. He's tackled, kicked to the outer side. Feltham and Ablett. Ablett had the sit and did well, took a good mark. He's lifted his game after Feltham's blistering start. A missed kick towards Rawlings, and Tuck out there also. The ball running over the boundary line.
Moore is off.
Kelvin Moore has gone off the ground, and Bremner has gone to full-back, and Rice, as a ruck rover, probably will pick Barry Davis up. That's a blow for Hawthorn. Kelvin Moore, the very heavily strapped left foot.
There goes the dual ground, and that is Keith Gregg is pulled down by the neck and will get a free kick, and that's an obvious sign that the Hawthorn players are frustrated by his brilliance, his sheer brilliance, and what a great player he is. Kick across to Burns, who's been a wonderful player for North Melbourne, kicking 4 goals. He's touched the Midas touch about him today. He has an uncanny ability of being able to swerve out of trouble. Beautiful piece of handball, wasn't it? Chisnell it is now, kicking it up towards full forward. Wade may find it easier now that Moore's not there. This is Wade, a shot over the shoulder. And it's a 1 behind for Doug Wade. That's his first behind for the match. That's a handy one at this stage, which is at the 22nd minute of the, well, I would say a critical third quarter, Alan.
Critical third quarter, particularly because Kelvin Moore leaving the ground in this past minute and leaving Wade a much shorter opponent to play on. Now, he's been a rock-like defence, Kelvin Moore, and there's a mark to Matthews. Bad play.
Silly handball. Rice straight onto the ground and pinned by Barry Davis. The kick would have been far better value, but there will be a ball up on the half-forward line, Members' side of the ground, into North's attacking zone. Nolan there with Bernie Jones. Jones wrestling with Nolan. Cable pushed Lee Matthews in the back, and a Hawthorn free kick. So Hawthorn with both reserves on, and North still with 2 reserves to go. That could be good later in the game. Farrant punches on towards Desmar. Hasn't done as well today in these hard conditions as he did in the wet 2 weeks ago. Hendry, Croswell almost took the mark, but still fighting on for it. Brent Croswell. Oh, a free kick against him for an infringement up onto the back of Hendry when flying for that mark.
A long kick from Henry's on. No, it's not. It goes from the short handball, which is bad. It finds Murphy, who's kicked a high one up to the forward pocket. Gumbertall made no mistake about thumping that one across the line. And it's North defence, with Croswell being the captain and the instigator of most of those attacking backline moves, that they look safe. Martello beautifully over the back. Cable picked it up for North, puts it into the centre to Kekovic. He's put one for change. He's been playing well. Here's Peter Knights going away. Gee, strides, enormous acceleration as he boots a long 50-metre kick, and Croswell, the ever reliable. Gee, I wish he were twins. It's North Melbourne's coach Barassi saying that. Cable across the bench and back out towards Cable. The man calling for it is Henshaw, but he fumbled it. He'll have to get rid of it quickly. He does. Up the wing now. Burns is there for them as Malcolm Blight marked it on his fingertips. Great play, Malcolm Blight. He hasn't marked enough, though. A low kick in here towards Bridus and Wade. Bremner got in there, but lost sight of it. Lost it entirely. Bridus goes down, ducks his head. He's caught. He's in trouble. And it's taken away by Jaworski, who's been a strong player for Hawthorn on that back flank. Into the middle where Greg missed it. Racing through now is Dench. This is Martello for Hawthorn. He goes down on the hard centre. Big Mick Nolan picks up easily. Knights comes in from the flank now, and he'll boot it across towards the half-forward line. Rantel has a good position for it, pushed in the back. This is Kelvin Matthews about to streak away with it, but it'll be a free kick to another champion on the back line, John Rantel, having about his 16th kick or so.
They're moving very quickly towards time on. It's 24 minutes played, and there's a 23-point lead.
Blight fighting on the outer side, but it's well taken away by Peter Welsh, an abrasive back pocket player. Cable scooped it out in front of him. Too quick there for Martello. Insolidly was Dench, but Martello burst out with it. Desmar's kick was smothered. Trot in all sorts of trouble, but steadies. Bangs the ball back to full forward. Croswell, and they're all up high. Who's waiting? Henshaw was tackled. Dropped the ball. Oh, indiscriminate kick by Rawlings on the hands of Henshaw, and another North Melbourne free kick in defence. 30 metres out from the Hawthorn goal, and the lead's on offer. Feltham made good position across the ground and takes the mark. Away he goes. Murphy about to gobble him up. Directed it beautifully back into centre half forward. Good play to Schimmelbusch. Burns is off. Down into the forward line. Big pack of players waiting for it. Who's at the back? Wade. He's kicked it. Yes, he has. His third. Mark Wade. Great judgment. Waited again when the pack flew. At a very tight angle to kick it. Only a couple of metres. And he steered it through for his third goal, and a little bit of breathing space again for North.
And that's a point less than 5 goals, 29-point lead, and that's an enormous lead.
The biggest lead in the match was 33 points very quickly towards the end of the second term, but now 29 points is a handy one. All but 5 goals, Jeff, and can Hawthorn come back?
Well, the way they're playing at the moment, Graham, I can't see them making it. They look the tired side. They don't seem to have enough method in their game, and North Melbourne as though fresh off the ground of last week.
Into time on the third quarter.
This is Leon Rice getting the ball now with a raking left foot kick. Bounced over the hedge of the pack. Prosper waiting back, playing a fantastic game for them on the back line, and this fellow is too. It's John Burns, who's kicked 4 great goals for them. He's got a Midas touch about him today. Up the full forward where Don Scott's playing almost permanently in the back pocket. This is Jaworski quickly across to Bremner. They're out of bother now as Ablett comes in. Times the bounce well and loses it, but he'll have a teammate to help him. He didn't need it. Onto the half forward line now. A thump's on in the order of the day. Lee Matthews steadies, puts that one straight up into the air, up towards his brother Kelvin Matthews, who's had a reasonable day in the middle, but Greg's beaten him. And Rantel, certainly one of the 3 best players on the ground, has taken, I think it would be his 7th mark.
7 marks to Rantel, and a short one to his skipper in Barry Davis.
That's his 11th kick.
Who led the team so well last week. Great captain's game. A long kick, looking for Feltham. Knights knocked on, but towards North's goal, overrun by Bremner. Here's a chance. Wade missed it, taken by Leon Rice, back into the centre of the ground. It's all Hawthorn. Bernie Jones, is it? No, Bugs Jaworski, stretching high to take the mark right at midfield. A high kick, up looking for Hendry. Could have been a free, it's loose. Chance for the Hawthorn forwards. Marr is there, was tackled, a short kick in, touch towards Kelvin Matthews. Running back there is Rantel again. What a great saver. The handball was on all the time to Croswell. Croswell now sees a pass further afield, but Chisnell looks tired. In comes Tuck, in comes Chisnell. They both miss, and the ball finds the boundary line.
It's a minute into time on now in the third quarter. Still that 29-point lead. North
12-6, 78. Hawthorn 7-7, 49. Davis, a quick kick in. Down looking for Schimmelbusch. He'll have too much pace for Rice, although the Hawthorn man is fresh on the ground. He was tackled well. Should be a free for holding the ball, and it is. Good play by Schimmelbusch. Forced the error. Members half-forward flank.
North Melbourne are all about this tackling caper. The Schimmelbusch gets that ball to centre half forward, and Wade's there, got a hand to it, but he's an awkward player, makes it hard for other people. Peter Welsh breaking away now, having a quick look over his shoulder, got a reasonable sort of a kick into the half forward flank position. Mr. Reliable Gumbleton gives it back towards Barry Davis, who gets another long kick up towards Malcolm Blight and Knights. Blight got a hand to it, but couldn't hold it. Knights is battling it out together with Don Scott. These two are good contenders for Hawthorn, but they don't seem to have enough other players around them to help them out.
It's about it, Jeff. It's pretty indicative of the whole game that the Hawthorn have been single-handed efforts where a total team of North have contributed.
Kekovic in the ruck, did well. Tap out to Feltham.
Feltham fumbling. There's siren time and lemon time and a breather, and North Melbourne have proved king football in the third quarter. The scoreboard saying that they're 12 goals 6 to Hawthorn's 7-7.
The last quarter of the 1975 VFL Grand Final.
Umpire Kevin Smith bounces. It's a good bounce, straight up and straight down, and Mick Nolan wins it again. Racing through is Leon Rice, a fresh man showing a bit of energy in the side, and a good marker taken by Henry, who hasn't played a good game. It's a bad bounce to let North Melbourne get in through John Rantel, who's been one of his greatest in one of his greatest hours, and a fine mark there to Feltham. Feltham with Chisholm into the centre of the ground, and it's a chain of marks now as Jaworski, one of Hawthorn's greatest, gets it, boots it straight back to centre half forward, coming through and spilling it. That was not like him, Rantel, but he recovers it again, and I'm sure it will be balled up.
Thing that I'd hate to see, Jeff, is if North go defensive. There's so much hanging on this. It's their first premiership ever, looking them in the face, and they must attack.
Ball up on the half-forward line. Martello in. Quick kick in from Ablett up to the forward line. Too far for Henshaw. Gumbleton back onto the ball and runs it through for a behind. Forced through for the Hawthorn defence. 12-6-78 North Melbourne, their three-quarter time score, and Hawthorn advancing to 7-8-50. About 30 minutes left of football for the season. Can Hawthorn win their third grand final? Can North win their first? It's a Hawthorn mark on the outer half-forward line, centre half-forward, and it's to go to Bernie Jones, a disputed one, a high kick. Hawthorn doing all of the attacking. Gumbleton and Dench. Up high was David Dench. Couldn't take the mark, but he follows on. Croswell to Rantel. Lightning fast handball, but bad kick, Martello. Across to Leon Rice, a fresh player who came on towards the end of the third term. Back towards Moncrief up high, but a good mark, a North mark on the bottom. A beautiful one too to Frank Gumbleton, the boy from Ganmain in New South Wales, has fitted in very well to that back pocket position.
Been around North Melbourne for a few years, and the good years as well as the bad years. Keith Gregg has had his arm held there by Des Maher, an old campaigner. Des Maher, he's marking Gregg at this stage, which is an effort by Kennedy to try and thwart the brilliance of the dual Brownlow medalist and North Melbourne star. Nolan's beaten for position by Jones. Picked up by Martello with a long kick going straight up towards full forward. Kelvin Matthews has had a bad day. He's now in the forward pocket. No doubt we'll have a go at roving, and hopefully he will be able to try and kick some goals.
That's fairly indicative, though, of Hawthorn's form. Kelvin Matthews, under normal circumstances, would have taken that mark, but went at it very, very unwisely.
Feltham getting the short kick. Chance for Kekovic. Coming in is Rollings to apply a little bit of pressure. Blight is there also. Kekovic. Oh, he crunched to the ground by Rollings. Must be a penalty. That was foolish play because there'll be a relayed free kick further upfield, not just a penalty. Rollings could have pulled up in time, but Kekovic, head and eyes on the ball, bored in for it, and Rollings came in and crunched into the ground, and Blight gets the free kick on the members' half-forward flank. It's the sign of a rattled side, Alan.
Very much so. In fact, I could see signs of this halfway through the third quarter, and it's an indication, though, of that how well North have played and how frustrating their type of football is to compete against.
Carlton
this is all North's game.
Carlton warming up.
Good
down
move too
in front of us. North with both reserves still to come on, and Hawthorn have used their full complement of reserves. Blight's a long way up, but it's a long kick up in the direction of Wade again. Jones at the back went for the ball very slowly, and it's running through, not for a behind, but on the other side of the post and out of bounds for a throw-in. Coming off the ground is Gary Farrant. The change has been made. Gary Farrant off the ground, and Carlton goes on at the 3-minute mark of the last quarter.
Hawthorn in trouble on their forward line. Kick off the ground by Bryce, who really is trying to drive that ball between arms and legs, and it's a free kick. It'll go to Ian Bremner.
Just 4 minutes gone in this last and final quarter of the 75 season.
Bremner's kicked down towards Martello, who's moving around now on the ball, taken by Barry Davis, who once again is putting four quarters together beautifully for North. Jaworski, too slow, pulled down there by Brightus. Across towards Chisnell, clever play by Chisnell, managed to get the kick in, and a hurling effort by
Chisnell wants to go on with it.
And it's on behind the play. Well, anything goes, and it's about the first nasty incident or a fiery incident we've had in the grand final of 75 between Chisnell and Peter Welch.
And they've had their numbers taken, Jeff, in the grand final.
Well, I suppose it's a matter of win at all costs.
I think it's a good deterrent, though, for the umpire to move in and do that sort of thing.
Brenda's kick straight down the centre now. Trying to find Don Scott. Mick Nolan's right with him. Played a great game, Mick Nolan. Feltham couldn't get into position. It's Hawthorn coming forward. Punched away by Davis. This allows Jaworski in again for Hawthorn. A fine kick up towards Moncrief. Gumbel may beat him. 3 Hawthorn players beat the North Melbourne team this side, and it's a kick by Moncrief up towards full forward, and that's a clever mark. That's a good mark.
It's a 15-metre penalty here.
Would be, yes, well called, Butch, and it's Kelvin Matthews who's had a very quiet day in the middle for Hawthorn today. Had a chance to have a new life by being moved to the forward line, and
So
30 metres from goal.
It's only his 6th kick, though, Jeff.
Lines up, and I think he's missed it, or it's going to swing back. That's a bad miss. Kelvin Matthews, his first score in the match, a minor one, when Hawthorn desperately needed a goal.
5 minutes into the last quarter, that could have done anything. A goal there, and there's now 26 points the difference.
Gumbleton to the outer side. Chisnell from behind, shared the mark with the man in front, Ablett. Better purchase of the ball. Just that one report in the match, Welsh and Chisnell. A kick from Ablett, a long one, but well astray, his second behind for the match.
Seems a pity, Jeff, there's not enough thought going into even attempting to win this game. They're just going through the motions, Hawthorn.
Yes, Alan, they are. They've really gone backwards. They've gone 2 steps backwards, and one can think that maybe that their bad form towards the end of the season, they haven't recovered from it week by week, because today they're being output by a side that Hawthorn had beaten 3 times this year. And it's Feltham looking for the free kick that will go to Stuart Trott, and he's one of the players across the centre who I would say have been beaten. Hawthorn have lost across the centre, and that would add insult to injury as Trott out on the field.
That is the fair dinkum indication of a team so sadly out of form. That for a thing like that to happen in a grand final, well, you know, there's just no reason for it.
When you're going bad, you're really going bad.
That's it. The rot has really set in for Hawthorn.
Cable, a long kick for Kekovic in front, Nolan from behind. Feltham dispossessed and held without it. Bit of a square off for the free kick about a moment or 2 ago, I think. And Feltham to take it. Had an interesting tussle with Trott, but he's been one of 3 winning centre-line players, I think. Paul Feltham for North Melbourne. Centres it. Cowton on the ground, just a couple of minutes. Welsh and Chisnell, here they are again. 2 very abrasive characters. Well done, Chisnell. Good play. Got the tackle in. Cowton, he was met high. Play allowed to go on. Picked up by Ablett to centre half forward. And there's Malcolm Blight. Shrugs the tackle off. Oh, Lee Matthews through with forearm.
It stopped him, didn't it?
That was a heavy one.
And a 15-metre penalty too.
It was a bit rough. The shoulder would have done the job, but instead it was an outstretched arm. And Lee Matthews also having a frustrating day, but he's a nuggety little player, gives them and cops them. Blight with the free kick at centre half forward.
Yeah, Malcolm Blight now playing a stronger game. It's a mighty kick from Malcolm Blight. Brightus is in good position, but Butterfingers Brightus today. Doug Wade, who's kicked 3, won't get one here. He gets the handball out though, quickly across. A smothered kick from Schimmelbusch. A punch out of the defence there by Jones, picked up by Cable. Can he kick this one? No, a good smother. It's desperate football now. And Hawthorn showing a bit more desperation, but maybe it's too late, Butch, at the 7-minute mark in this last quarter, and they're facing a deficit of 25 points.
Still not impossible, Jeff, but not the way they're playing.
They'll have to improve. A big hit out again towards the boundary line. Knights is there, but missed it badly. Lee Matthews in to back up. Hooks the ball towards the centre to a quiet half-forward flanker in Murphy. I thought he was off. And Henshaw right on the mark, forcing him to slow down. He miskicks badly. Feltham should be first there. An awkward bounce. Now he accelerates out of trouble. Good handball back, but it set Gumbleton up. Martello took advantage of it. A left foot snap across the face of goal. There's 2 Hawthorn players, Rollings and also John Rantel, picked up by Rollings, a left foot snap at goal, but he also is well wide.
He could easily have hand passed that to Kelvin Matthews.
And a bad shot, no score registered at all. And they're under tremendous pressure across that half-forward line, and they're cracking under the pressure.
All credits to North. They pursued them and harassed them.
I think that the continuity of the play that North have had up to date has been winning out. Hawthorn, shorter match practice, and Rollings again with another long shot towards goal, but this time it's not out, it's a score.
Jeff, that's 5 shots.
5
shots in 9 minutes they've had, it maybe 6, because there's been a couple of out of bounds on the full.
1 out of bounds so far.
They've had 7 shots.
There's no method in their play. That's factual. It's visual too, as John Kennedy looks nonplussed at this stage. What can we do? Because you can see the grand final, which they were hot shots to win, just running through his fingers. As Dench, that's a good kick from Dench. He's managed to get it out a good distance each day. Scott and Nolan, and Scott punched it away. Chisnell been a courageous, dynamic little player. Into the centre to Rice. He judged that bounce well. Tackled by Davis, and a free kick against him because he was holding the ball. And Barry Davis, the epitome of what a footballer should be. Goes back now on the centre and uses a drop kick, and it's a fine drop kick. It's travelled 50 metres. Cable at the back of the pack. Waiting for the crumbs here is Bridus. He'll have to go through the pack. It's good play by Bridus. There's no one home. It may bounce through, but Knight's got there somehow. He just launched his body into the air. Turns round now, drives the ball back to the centre. Hawthorn should have a few more like him. They'd be better off. The kick out of the pack now into the centre of the ground. Murphy chasing it, lost it, allows Cowton in. Handball again from North Melbourne. Got them out of trouble time and time again. Gregg's kick will land in the pocket there to Bridus, but he can't gather the ground in quickly enough, and it's bounced across the line.
10 minutes gone in this final quarter of the grand final 1975. North holding a substantial lead, 26 points in front.
In front, Bridus. Scott, who's been quiet, the tap out. Burns also quiet since his great first half. He's kicked 4 goals, fighting for the ball. Welsh in close attendance and out of bounds, a throw in. And again, the Hawthorn runner streaming out onto the ground. Huge crowd here today, 115,000 plus, possibly for the grand final. Great weather conditions, and the actual surface of the MCG also in good condition.
Correction on that score I gave.
24
points.
24.
Exactly 4 goals, and that's a big lead.
North at 12-6-78. Hawthorn 7-12-54. Ron Barassi's 13th grand final could be a lucky one for him. Rice in trouble again. Forced to miss kick. Chisnell up. Could have given a free away. It's loose to Feltham. In short to centre half forward. A bad error by Welsh. Jones, a good handball to Bremner, who was on the boundary line. Chisnell out there again contesting for it with Barry Davis, and a very quiet Hendry now coming in for one of his few kicks. Up to half forward. Croswell. Captain of the defence. That's the 8th mark and 17th kick, and a long one up to half forward. Don Scott takes the easy chest mark. Looking to play on, and nobody going past. Has to do it himself. Runs around from centre half back, looks for Moncrief. Gumbleton received a bad bounce. Cowton just onto the ground, tapping it on. Good play by Moncrief, though, towards Murphy. He's having trouble controlling the ball on the members' half-forward flank. Back to Trott, who put his head down. No free kick. The pack is there with Cowton and Trott. And a little bit of rough stuff. Nothing develops from it, and a ball up on the half-forward line. A 24-point lead to North Melbourne.
On Hawthorn's half-forward line, with Scott and Nolan still continuing to run on. Nolan's run all day on a good brand of gas that he's using, obviously, because it keeps him going. Out to Keith Gregg. Geez, a great player. He seems to be the immortal, the way he just keeps getting that ball on unopposed. Peter Knight's beautifully played by Feltham. Now, that was a good bit of timing by Feltham. Bernie Jones having trouble judging the bounce, but the handball's good. And now it's Hawthorn's turn to use effective handball. This is Des Maher, who shot that one into the middle towards Murphy. Murphy playing in his first grand final. Only had about 5 games for Hawthorn. Kicks it back towards a half-forward line. Taken now by Rawlings. Doesn't know which way to go, but he gets a call from Ablett. Ablett's already kicked the goal, I believe. Into the shins of Crosswell. He breaks away. Mr. Reliable, Mr. Great as he boots it straight down to Bridus, who's running into position. Oh, butterfingers Bridus. He should have taken that one. Allows Burns to come in. He swerves out of trouble. Lines up. Lollipops one back to Bridus. Knight is in the way. Across here towards Bridus. A handball away in the square, and it's there. But it's a throw.
Throw. No goal.
It's a no-go. But he'll come back. Disappointed what happened, Doug Wade, but he'll miss it, and it'll come back for a free kick to Hawthorn.
Well, that was going to be the very end, you know, and it's a pity that the throw was picked up, because I thought the endeavour was there, and there wasn't really much in it. So that could have been the very, very end. 4-goal lead still. Hawthorn defending now. We're 14 minutes played, and Barassi, I think, would have to be described as confident.
Kick from Bremner. Blight knocks away. It's loose. Chance for Jaworski, who's given his all. Gregg waiting for it, and running through is Michael Tuck. Gets a long left foot kick down to the forward line. Dench. Oh! Will it be paid? It should be to David Dench. An absolute towering mark. Henshaw out, and a good pass to Rantel. Rantel around the outer side. Barry Davis is a loose man. Oh, it couldn't quite take it. Fumbled it towards the boundary line. We'll pick it up just inside. Very tired, Barry Davis. The pass is on and a good one to Bridus, but he's missed it again. Bernie Jones there to force it over the line. Bridus missed 2 marks in as many minutes, but luckily his side leading by 4 goals.
At the halfway mark in the last quarter, it looks as though North Melbourne may have their first premiership in their keeping. They're 4 goals in front, and that's in their forward pocket. It's punched out of the ruck, out towards the wing where 2 great competitors, Jeff Ablett and Peter Chisnell, have been opposed all day. They let it go. The push in the back there against Don Scott at Sam Kekovich, and surprisingly enough, Sam Kekovich is about to receive, I would think, about his 5th or 6th free kick, and he's been able to get these because he's played in front all day. It's 5 free kicks, according to Kevin Critchley, our statistician, and Sam may be able to kick a goal from here. He'd be a good 55 metres out, favoured by a slight breeze, I suggest, from that outer pocket. And he's already kicked one. As he goes back now, it's a long kick. It won't make the distance. North up.
Bridus.
And the man who hasn't been able to mark for the whole quarter has at last wrapped his fingers around it.
And a penalty. He's going to put him right on the line.
Well, whatever happens, penalty, mark or whatever, Alan, I'm certain that this could be the sealer.
That's right. This will make it 5 goals, and we've played 16 minutes into the last term. Now Bremner is standing on a dummy mark, not realising a penalty's been paid, and Bridus will kick from point-blank range. Only his 3rd mark, but my word, what a match-saving mark. There it is. Is Bridus' 2nd goal for the match. 2 goals, 1, his tally. And a good kick from Kekovich across on the outer side. Bridus marking right on the goal line, and with the advantage of the penalty has put North Melbourne 5 goals up and within the shadows of their first ever league flag. Great kicking.
13-6, great kicking to 7-12. They've actually had the same number of shots, 19 shots each. So it's been all North.
It's only their first goal for the quarter. They've kicked just that 1 goal. And Wade kicked another, but the handball to him was ruled as a throw. So about 10 or 12 minutes left in the grand final.
And Hawthorn have managed to kick 5 points only in this last quarter. But there they go again. They're not going to say die. They'll fight it out right to the finish, as a true Hawthorn team does. But they haven't been able to put together that steamrolling game where they move down the ground like a Roman phalanx and spread eagle the opponents as they go. North have been too good for them. That's a mighty punch out of the ruck. And long striding Peter Knight takes it and shoots that ball straight up and straight down. Desmar came in, almost a juggler mark. Here's wobbly Gary Cowton, and no one knows what he's going to do with it at times, but Keith Gregg rescues the ball, glides past the member stand on the half-forward flank now, shoots it back to Bridus. Jones is in front, but he couldn't hang on to it. Kekovich's manhandle, the ball comes out in the mistime at Wade, 15 metres out, and he's missed. Oh, how could you? How dare you?
I don't think he dared to run on. That was the problem.
Casey fumbled the bounce. Doesn't usually miss those, Doug. 3-2, his personal tally. And Bremner backed his judgment, and on a day when nothing goes right, absolutely nothing goes right. He had a kick at the ball, missed, and a golden opportunity gone. It's a handy behind, though. 5 goals, 1 is the margin. Nolan still fighting on. So is Barry Davis. And a ball up to take place in the true centre-half forward position.
18 minutes played, a tick over 18 minutes. There's about 11 minutes left.
They're like wolves gathering around the pack at the moment, with Don Scott playing his heart out. Tuck and Cowton got up, shot out there by Cable. It bounced badly for Jones. He's got the wobbles at the moment. Bridus in the picture again, shoots for goal. It's an unguarded goal. It could bounce through. It has! And Arnold Bridus has turned out to be the hero and the player who has finally sealed North Melbourne's fate, having just kicked his 3rd goal, 2 for the last quarter.
That's it, and North know it. Every North player knows they've got the grand final, Jeff. It's like a fever out there. Every single player on the ground knows that they've won their first. 6-goal lead to North.
What a great tribute.
Great performance, and what a glorious position to be in. To know that impossible, miracle to beat them.
Nolan still getting the taps towards Cable in the bottom of that pack. Tackled too high, Barry Cable, the only one going for the ball in the bottom of the pack, and he comes out with the free.
I think this will be the longest 11 minutes of their lives, just quietly. Barry Cable now holding the game up slightly, having a good look. He's having his 13th kick, and every one of them been effective. Ooh, played on to Kekovich.
Short to Barry Davis, and he holds up play. Kekovich streaming down, calling for the ball, with Davis slowing it down. Now Cable is a loose man again, and it's on. And North toying with the opposition. 21 minutes gone into the last term.
And their $1 million dream has become a reality.
And it's cost about that.
At least. Plus inflation. Cable's long kick. Up high was Bridus, waiting at the back. Wade missed it again. Bremner in, solid defence. Barry Davis still fighting on. Good mark, though, to Leon Rice, who came on as 20th man into the third term. Wants to go the handball, but now plays on. And most Hawthorn players doing it from memory. Croswell punches away to Cable again, who was crudely tackled without the ball, and he plays on. Now, he must go back, according to umpire Kevin Smith, who I think Alan's done a pretty fair job of what's been an easy match to umpire.
Yes, there's been nothing terribly nasty about it. I think he's just overdone the whistle a little bit and probably considers himself a little bit important on occasions.
Knights up high, here's a chance. Schimmelbuschel well tackled too. Still going for it. Knights, best Hawthorn player. Streams around from the member's back pocket. The ball drifting towards the boundary line, and Kelvin Matthews takes the mark. He's forced to stop onto the left boot. Up to the forward line, looking for Moncrief. Gumbledon got his fist to the ball, and again. He's calling for the mark, and it'll be played.
He's played it, and he's entitled to pay it.
And a penalty.
It's frustrating for those Hawthorn players who are not aware of it, because it did go up in the air quite a deal, and there's another penalty. But it's North's mark.
And North's game. As he comes down, there goes the handball to give Cowton a break into the play, across to the fleet-footed Malcolm Blight. Blight's long kick up towards Bridus again. Jones is with him, waiting for the crumbs. It's Burns. Burns gets the handball away to Bridus. He's about 40 metres out from goal. He's kicked 3 so far. It's an accurate-looking kick. Goal number 4 to Arnie Bridus.
Well, hasn't he had a day?
3
and
goals.
have a look at him.
They know.
3 in this last quarter, Alan, which is match-winning football, isn't it, when it's all said and done? And a tribute to a youngster of 20 years of age who's been beaten, lost his confidence, but fought back on to kick 3 great goals in the last quarter.
I think a lot of confidence showed in him by the people too. There'll be more than champagne drunk at North tonight, I can tell you. If their celebrations start from tonight, they might likely to go till Christmas.
Scoreboard in the grand final at the 22-minute mark. North 15-7, 97. Hawthorn 7-12, 54. That's a 43-point lead, and a free kick to North Melbourne to a player who's earned it.
22 and a half minutes played.
Carried them all year, and Lurch Goodingham, who was selected in the forward pocket, played as a reserve, not even needed. Burns. Schimmelbusch, another one. Oh, nothing will stop North now. That's Schimmelbusch's second goal, and Hawthorn have slowed to an absolute walk.
This sort of football you cannot beat. I feel sorry for Hawthorn in that there's no known way. Well, it's about time to really...
coming on to earn his
You wouldn't want to be more sure of a game than you are right now. I'd say that he'd be ultra cautious for us in holding Goodingham as long as he has. 7-12 to 16-7. And it looks like North's premiership.
An 8-goal lead. Their first premiership ever, Alan. Lee Matthews breaking away with it now. He's had quite a few kicks, and he's getting distance with this one. Up towards Moncrief at full forward. He juggled it but lost it. But there's North Melbourne players everywhere. They're like ants. They will not give up. What a great effort that they've put in for the whole of the season against adversities. And it's the great fellow, and listen to the applause for one of the greatest all-timers. It's Mick Nolan coming off the ground after a sensational game and a sensational year.
Great applause for the big fellow, Mick Nolan. Got them into the grand final, did his part to help them win it.
And there's the kick, and North Melbourne go into attack again, up to Rice and Schimmelbusch. And it's Rice's fist that knocks it away. Clever Schimmelbusch gets up. He just kicked a wonderful goal a moment or two ago. He's very fresh at the moment. He puts it into 2 teammates, and it's Burns and Kekovic, and neither of them get it. They've played well. North Melbourne haven't given up. They haven't relaxed at all. Barry Davis chips that one across the Feltham. He's 30 yards out towards Cable now, and Cable pops that one onto his boot and drops it through for a score. But a 1 point only, and even the umpire's starting to act up a little bit now in suspense. And
yes, we're just getting into time on now, Jeff. It's a matter of 20 seconds away from the 25-minute mark, and ticking into time on, and this will be North's premiership.
North arrived as a football power. Many years in the wilderness. In the grand final last year, they learned a lot from their loss to Richmond, and this year they've done it easily. Chisnell back into Gregg, who's on his own. Will fly for the mark, miss it, and play on, lines up for a goal. A left foot snap to Wade. The big fellow, missed the mark. Free kick free kick to Doug Wade. Davis makes sure. But it's a free kick to Big Doug, brought back into the side today after being taken off in the second semi-final. Kicked more goals than any other living footballer. And Ron Barassi has come down from his box to get to the players at the siren time.
Well, he's a marvel. I think they call him the magic man, Ron Barassi, for what he's done. There he is as he's sitting down and with cameramen all around him and admiring fans, particularly those people at North Melbourne who now realise what football, what the goodies about football are all about. As Wade puts it on his boot and he's driven it straight through. And good news for Doug Wade because he's kicked his fourth goal in what could possibly be his last VFL game.
Well, there's very few grand finals that I've seen over the years, Jeff, when 10 minutes before the end or a quarter of an hour before the end, people started congratulating themselves. Certainly, they deserve the congratulations and everything else, but, you know, there's rarely you'll see a grand final won this easily and so comfortably.
110 to 55. North have doubled Hawthorn's score, who finished on top of the ladder after 22 home and away matches. Goodingham getting into the act to Barry Davis. Great captain's game. Up looking for Wade and Bridus again. Umpire Kevin Smith, no freeze. Feltham wants a goal and he'll get it. There it is. Everyone is kicking goals at North Melbourne. Raining goals. Feltham, his first score for the match. A goal and a 61-point lead to North.
Well, who would ever have thought it, Alan, that it would finish up like this? They were the underdogs, but possibly the favourite of everyone, as we all know, and it's a pro-North Melbourne crowd, of course. It's a packed capacity crowd, but Hawthorn are just nonplussed at the moment. There's nowhere for them to go. What can they do?
Too, Jeff, whether the football public really appreciate the amount of tremendous effort that's gone in right down the line at North Melbourne. They've had a tremendous amount of people working for this and paying for it. Well, and they deserve a lot of credit.
Goodingham, a fresh man. It's tucked to get Hawthorn into attack, up towards the half-forward line. North Melbourne players have grown an extra couple of feet, I think, and a kick out of the pack there by Calvin Matthews, and it's gone through. It has.
Anti-climax, that one, wasn't it?
Belated goal. It's his first goal for the match. And a lot of disillusioned Hawthorn supporters, and let's face it, they are a very good football team and a very top football club. But it's not their day today, and that's what it's all about. It's just how you put it together on the grand final day. It's simple as that.
North have done it the hard way too, Jeff. They finished third on the ladder, which is as good as second, the way the five has been finalised. And they've had 4 games in 4 weeks, and they've won them all. Goodingham, the tap, taken by Lee Matthews from the centre. Hawthorn making a belated run at goal. Croswell, great mark to Brent Croswell. Best defender for North Melbourne. Mark number 9, and what a mature player he's developed under Barassi at North Melbourne, and he finds Davis, pinpoints him.
Never failed to find a man in good position with every kick that he's had.
Great captain's game from Barry Davis. Members wing. Short to Feltham. Oh, missed the mark. I think it will be paid, yes. Second or third juggle at it. And North fiddling now. We've played 27.5 minutes into the grand final.
It's a team effort. There's everyone backing up on the North Melbourne side and seem to know what each other player is going to do. It's a wonderful team effort. A tribute to Barassi. And here's a great player, Peter Knights, who hasn't stopped trying. He's a great competitor. Boots him into attack, and a fine mark to Henshaw. North can do no wrong. In fact, it's a very fine example of the skills of football this afternoon, of modern-day football, that is anyway, of marking, kicking, passing, the handball and team play. As Henshaw directs that one into the centre to Goodingham, who traditionally taps onto a rover. That was Des Maher who got that kick in. Not much time left, about 2 minutes, I say. This is John Henry, who's been a disappointment, but he's had a lot of teammates too who've been in the same boat. Barry Rawlings now moving around the practice wicket area, but he's slowed up. He's lost his confidence, lost his gas and go, and it looks like it'll be a free kick.
Still tackling hard, North, even
This
though they
has been
lead by
the key to them.
55 points.
Rass looking at the watch.
David Dench, the free kick. Goodingham from behind. Almost a mark to Martello, who's been disappointing. The handball on again to Keith Gregg. He'll go for a run and look good doing it. Through the centre.
We're just about on the siren.
Back to Burns, who's in trouble. Another hand pass on to Gregg. He'll get a left foot kick. Short one, a good pass too to Schimmelbusch. Feltham's in short, calling for it. So is Kekovich. There it is. Big Sam. Oh, he missed the easy one. Play allowed to go on. And Don Scott bursting out from the back pocket, having a run. Schimmelbusch in hot pursuit. Scott still with the ball, forced into an error by Schimmelbusch, and he got the ball to Murphy. Back to Scott, too tired to accept it. Henshaw streams downfield. Up again towards Bridus. Good mark, an easy mark, and he should kick his 5th goal from there. It's his 4th mark. He's 45 metres out and almost directly in front.
30 minutes played in the 75 grand final.
And it's Bridus going back now. He's a straight kick. That's a good-looking kick for Arnold Bridus, and that's goal number 5. Great run up. North Melbourne reached the 19-goal mark at this stage. No doubt they'll try for the 20 if there's enough time. It's 19 goals 8, which was very accurate kicking to Hawthorn's lowly 8 goals 13, and the Hawks have kicked only 1 goal for the quarter. In fact, 3 goals since half-time.
North have kicked 7-2 this quarter, and Bridus has kicked 4 straight himself. Great last quarter from North.
7-2, it's a backbreaker.
That's right. In the last quarter of a grand final, and a lot of commentators said the older players would feel the pinch on a dry day. Players have personal pride, though, and North have shown it today. Cable out there with Welsh, who was reported in the 3rd term, along with Peter Chisnell. The ball out of bounds for a throw-in. On the outer side, the half-forward flank. More policemen than players on the arena at the moment.
Well, there might be.
And here's the throw-in. Goodingham, front position. Martello the tap, back towards Kekovich. In was Ablett for the kick to half-forward. Missed by Marr. Coming away with it is John Hendry. Hand pass on to Stuart Trott. Hawthorn going forward again. A long kick from Trott towards Murphy. Oh, up high was Cowton to knock the ball away. Moncrief snapping at goal. That looks a good snap. We'll wait on it. It's a goal. A great snap at goal from Michael Moncrief, who's kicked his 2nd goal. Very belated one, and Hawthorn moved to 9-13. 67, trailing North Melbourne 19-8-122.
That siren doesn't go any tick. I'm a very bad judge. We're moving on to the 32nd minute, and this has been the longest delayed celebration I've ever seen. There's a ring of photographers around the North Melbourne bench. There you go. It's like the biggest huddle you've ever seen in your life. There's Laurie Dwyer on the left, runner for North.
Grinning like a cat coming out of the dairy.
Everybody ready to lick the crease.
Up it goes, down it goes, and the 2 big men wrestle with each other, and it's Goodingham to get a free kick. And he's one of the old-timers at North Melbourne, also been there in the bad times as well as the good times. As he gets a long kick down to the half-forward line, North Melbourne seem to have twice as many men on the field as Hawthorn. Seem to be a lot fitter and running a lot faster and chasing a lot more as it comes back to Feltham. He can't take this one. Cowton gives a big wide circle, and that's it. It's a glory day for North Melbourne, their first premiership ever. Their final score 19 goals 8 against Hawthorn's 9 goals 13. And look at them run onto the ground, and no doubt Ron Barassi will be there. They'll lift him, they'll cheer him, they'll do anything to him. And he's proved it again, the mastermind behind North Melbourne's premiership.